Hello my friends and welcome to another episode of me ranking diamond characters, this time for year 2024, immediately in the wake of update 5.2. In the beginning I just want to say that I don't want this video to be like 30 minutes long, so I won't be talking in details about the characters. And of course this is my personal ranking based on my personal playstyle, so it's perfectly fine to disagree. I'm not claiming that it is the absolute truth in the game, so if I say that the character is trash, maybe for you he's going to be the best in the game. With that said, let's start with Assassin Kitana. Assassin Kitana is just a good character in the sense that she has her value in an assassin team. And on top of that, she has bleed on tag, which is great, very good power generation. So I reckon she's just a decent character, but she has atrocious special 2, pretty bad basic attacks, and she's a glass cannon, to be honest with you. So yeah, I wouldn't rate her as one of the very best diamonds in the game. Black Dragon Cabal is, I reckon he's very good, top of the very good. He's actually in between great and very good, but I never really enjoyed using Black Dragon Cabal for anything else but being an assassin, which basically means you tag him in, do special 2, kill whoever is there and tag him out. And if I want to face, for instance, Assassin, I would never approach it with a Black Dragon team, I will approach it with a team that rely heavily on dots and I can kill them much faster. Black Dragon Kano is decent, serviceable. He's one of the worst characters in the game. In fact, for those of you who don't know, long time ago, guys, he was a gold character whose price tag was 99,000 coins. And after day 2.2, I believe a little bit later, they promoted him to a diamond. And they didn't do really a great job. Still, he's just okay. I mean, he's a good disabler. In the Black Dragon team, he can start with an X-Ray, but he has terrible stats, not really great basic attacks. Yeah, not one of the best characters in the game. Another Black Dragon character is a Black Dragon Tremor. Black Dragon Tremor, for a very long time, I considered him one of the worst characters in the game. Now I changed my opinion. I believe he's a decent character. However, what I hate about him is that his passive relies on you doing special attacks so that you can go from him being a tank to go from him to him being, let's say, a damage dealer. If you could choose that before the game, if you need tank, he's tank until the rest of the fight, or if you need a damage dealer, he's there until the rest of the fight. In my opinion, he'll be a much better character. Black Dragon Eren Black is the best Black Dragon character in my opinion. Reason being, he can work pretty good in a Black Dragon team, but he can work awesome outside of the Black Dragon team. He's a nomad, which makes him exceptionally easy to support, and of course he can fight. He has super useful debuff on his special one of the very best characters in the game. Circle Shadow Jax is decent, serviceable at best. I mean, there's nothing he can offer, to be honest with you. Even when it comes to him supporting Circle Shadow team, it's not really great. The only saving grace about Circle Shadow Jax is that he has Weaken and Cripple, and they're both unblockable. Apart from that, he deals super low damage for a diamond, which is very underwhelming. And if you say that you can save this character by buffing his passive so that the passive lasts longer, think about how difficult this guy is going to be to beat if he's a boss, for instance. So his passive, as it is now, should stay the same, but there should be something added to it. For instance, his defensive part of his passive stays the same, but let's say they buff his damage or they buff his special 1 damage at least, something so that this character can actually start dealing damage. Circle Shadow Kitana, I believe she's better than Assassin Kitana, and definitely not one of the best characters in the game, but one of the very best members of Circle Shadow team if you do the crazy tag thing with the meat cleaver and you know, all the things that happen on tag. For instance, you tag Kitana, she tosses the meat cleaver, she tosses a side bomb, and then Liu Kang tosses his dragon fire. It is super crazy. So only by virtue of this team, I would rank Katuna Kitana as a very good. If you don't have that, she's going down to good. I believe she's slightly better than Assassin Kitana. Circle Shadow Kung Lao is great. I'm sorry, Circle Shadow Kung Lao, not the Joker. And he's great because even though he isn't perfect in towers, he's exceptionally good in crypt. And in survival, by virtue of the fact that he can spam special 2 forever, giving him shield. And if you have gear such as the Viper Hood or any other gear that gives you regeneration, he's practically unkillable. Quan Chi is great or very good. I know many people will disagree with me, but I don't know. Okay, let's say that he's very good. He's great. In my opinion, he's between those 2 tiers, but I cannot decide. And I believe he's slightly better than Tremor and Cabal and Kitana, so he deserves to be in the great tier. The Joker is the first godlike character. The beautiful thing about the Joker is that he's great Fusion 0 all the way to Fusion 10. He has interesting dots and he can do so many things like disabling passive, breaking equipment. Super good. On top of everything, he can spawn special 2 like a total boss, and he's one of the best boss killers in the game together with MK11 Fujin, even at low fusion. Circle of Shadow Sub-Zero is very good. He's somewhere here in the top of the very good. Definitely better than Circle of Shadow Kitana. I mean, he boosts little hit chance, which is super good compared to Jax that just boosts health. So only by virtue of that, he deserves to be here in the very good tier. MK1 Scorpion. I will put him as a great character. Like, I was super disappointed to find out that he wasn't actually nerfed, but he was like this all the time. He wasn't getting 75% when his vitality bars are full, but he's getting just 25%. That was super disappointing. But still, this Scorpion doesn't really function well in low fusion, and he's a Scorpion that cannot do special 1 spam. I mean, you can say that Hellspawn Scorpion is there. Yeah, but Hellspawn Scorpion at least can support other Scorpions. This Scorpion cannot do even that, so he's a Scorpion that should be supported. He doesn't offer anything on the table to other characters. So again, difficult to say between great and very good. I'll leave him in great for now, but probably I'm going to change my mind. Circle of Shadow Nightwolf. You know what? I believe Scorpion should go to very good top, and Circle of Shadow Nightwolf should be here as well. No, okay, let's leave it for you. Sorry. Circle of Shadow Nightwolf offers something very unique, that he works in any single team. He power drains enemy on tag. And more or less, he's a very good character to control the fight. Sadly, the controlling part will only work if he's high fusion, but even if he's low fusion, you can take advantage of his power draining ability. Dead Erwin Black is very good. I mean, let's be real, he's one of the funniest characters to play in the game, but in my opinion, Bounty Hunter Erwin Black, or as currently known, Black Dragon Erwin Black, is much better. D'Vorah is... I mean, she has good special 1 that does poison, that's unblockable, and her passive isn't extremely horrible, but this character is extremely outdated, and I strongly believe that they should actually buff her passive a little bit, especially when it comes to the critical damage part, because currently it's simply not great. A very controversial pick, but I believe Assassin Scarlet is the best Scarlet in the game. There's one thing that separates her from the other Scarlets, her passive. It is simply godlike. The entire enemy team is bleeding for 10 seconds, which means that she's removing at least 20% from the health of the entire enemy team only by virtue of her passive. So she can be tagged out and she can do that. And if you have 1 blue piece maxed out, the Finka from the Cold War Tower, together with critical damage, every single piece that you can think of that gives critical damage, she can kill the entire enemy team only by virtue of her passive. So she's in the team, in your team, she's not fighting, and the bleed will be so strong that they're going to die. All of them. It doesn't matter if they have 2 million health, as long as they're not healing from bleed, as long as they don't resist the bleed, and as long as they're not bosses. So that's pretty cool. She can do that at Fusion 0. Day of the Dead Jade. I believe she's better than Assassin Kitana, but like probably 2 years ago I would rank her here godlike, and now she's just good. I'm sorry, 40% chance of special 2 is simply not good. This almost completely negates her value at Fusion 0, and after that all she has is an unblockable special 2. Dead Kitana is great, one of the best supports for Crypt, survival mode. For towers, not that much, but still she can... I mean, Crypt is super important game mode, so not dying there, very good for you. Classic Movie Raiden, great. I wouldn't say that he's godlike, still very useful at Fusion 0, even though they kind of destroyed his special 2 with Prison thing. Now, before this update, you can start his electric prison from the other end of the map. Now your character should actually walk to the enemy and then he can start, which makes sure that in majority of cases you're going to get interrupted. That's bad. Dark Emperor Liu Kang, or Circle of Shadow Liu Kang, is actually a great character. He's one of the best Liu Kangs in the game, one of the best Circle of Shadow members. In fact, I believe he's better than Quan Chi. And yeah, pretty great fighter. Decent more or less everywhere. Dark Fate Terminator is... Let's be real, this character offers stuff to the table, like he's great disabler, he has tons of health, very tanky, he cannot really get destroyed by X-rays and stuff like this, but he's so boring to play and his damage isn't really great. Leatherface is decent serviceable. I know the arguments about Leatherface, I've been really covered this multiple occasions, I don't want to repeat myself, All I want to say is by the time you max out Leatherface, you can have better characters to kill bosses. For instance, Team Sock strategy with Raiden. Generally speaking, if you have fun with Leatherface at all, you can go ahead and use him, I guess. But I'm not, and I believe that everything he does, and I mean everything he does, other characters do it better. Fargot Luke Kane is I don't know whether he's great or very good. I don't think he's better than Class Movie Raiden, and I think that he's better than Cabal. So I'm going to place him here at the top of the very good list. Super solid character, to be honest with you. I just don't like the fact that his passive, when it comes to the fighters, doesn't really work against bosses. And his basic attacks are weird. They work, but they're weird. Freddy is very good. Just tag in, do special one. Whoever is there dies. If you have the correct gear on him, he's super good. The drawback of Freddy, clunky basic attacks, and if you're in a fight where actually you're facing super strong characters that don't really get one-shotted, you might be in a lot of trouble. Johnny Cage is very good. I believe he's actually... I think he's between very good and good, so I'm going to put him right here in the bottom of the very good. I believe that Johnny Cage has, out of the three combat classic movie characters, he's the second best at low fusion due to the fact that he actually has dots. But generally speaking, there are better characters in the game than him. And in the classic movie team, he isn't really incredible. Still, he can work, he's very fun to use, but not one of the very best characters in the game. Sonya, though, in my opinion, is a great character because she has tremendous potential in Fusion Zero. I don't have her yet on Fusion Zero, but I do believe that... Oh, sorry. I don't have her yet on Fusion 10, but I do believe that she has enormous potential because she can literally get shield for 0.5 bars of power. And you cannot really do anything about it. I mean, if you're an Assassin Jade, you cannot evade it. So that's pretty cool. She can have shield all the time, she can heal. And on top of that, she deals massive damage. So rock solid, definitely a very good character, and I can even move her to godlike once I have the opportunity to test her out on Fusion 10. Classic Goro is, I think he's just, I don't think he's very good, so I'm going to place him as a good character. He's better than Jade and Kitana in my opinion, because at least he has some support value outside of classic team, even though he actually doesn't do anything specific for the classic team. What I'm saying is that he's flexible, he can be put in more or less any team and he's going to add value to it, and that's pretty important. Also, he's a decent tank. Guardian Terminator. Well, Guardian Terminator in my opinion is very good, and I believe he's slightly better than Dark Fate Terminator. He's definitely funnier to play, and with the correct gear he can literally save your character from very powerful special attack and get 0 damage in the process. So pretty powerful character. I really like using him. Unfortunately in towers he isn't really that great. Still he can be very helpful, but he isn't one of the very best. Let's go that way. Hellspawn Scorpion is great. In fact, I place him right here in the beginning. I believe that he is one of the very best supports in the game by only one simple reason, that he supports martial artists, and martial artists are the most powerful characters in the game. And on top of everything, he's super tanky, he has dots, very good character. Injustice Raiden is godlike. This is one of the characters that I don't really personally like using, but I do recognize his power. Even though at Fusion Zero he isn't that great, at Fusion X he's a total monster. He has so much power and utility, which is very good. Assassin Jade is... I'm sorry, Assassin Jade is like the top of the good tier. I do believe that when she works she's incredible, when her passive triggers all the time, but when it doesn't, then she's great at all. So she's entirely reliant on chance. Jax, unfortunately one of the worst characters in the game, despite the fact that he has 2 unblockable special attacks. This guy doesn't have a good passive, and it is the same situation like Circle of Shadow Jax. His passive shouldn't get buffed, because if it gets buffed, imagine his passive being buffed for 20% chance to 50% chance. If this is the case, this is going to be very useful for you, for players. However, imagine this on a boss. Basically, you won't be able to touch him. He's going to destroy you. So the best way to buff him is to slightly buff his passive, let's say for 20 to 25, and then add something extra to it, something offensive. Or for instance, let's say all classic characters are immune to something. If they manage to do that, I believe he'll move from decent to probably bottom tier very good or something like this. MK Level Kane is an S tier character, excellent special 1, excellent special 2, excellent passive, he works in every single game mode, and of course he counters MK11 Jade. Classic Rain is an S tier gold, diamond, for the same reason, excellent everywhere, excellent special 1, excellent special 2, excellent passive. Great boss supporter, great boss killer. Classic Reptile is great, he's situationally good. I wouldn't say that he's the best especially if I have to compare him to the guys who are in the godlike tier. But I do believe that classic reptile is extremely useful for beginners, and that's something very important. Classic Lucane is an S. Should I say why? I mean, his passive works even at Fusion 0. You get a cripple on attack. And at Fusion 10, this guy is one of the very best fighters ever. Classic Raiden, again, same situation. Fusion 0, he works. At Fusion 10, he's godly. Really great character. Cold War Scorpion is a great character. I would even consider him in the godlike tier, but I do believe that he misses a little bit of stats, so he's going down to great. Excellent special 1, excellent special 2. He's the best special 1 spammer. One of the best special 1 spammers in the game. His special 2 is godlike, gives him shield plus fire. And in a Cold War team, he can easily do both without any issues whatsoever. So, very nasty character. I don't understand why people call him the worst Scorpion. In my opinion, he isn't the worst Scorpion, not at all. Cold War Sonya is bottom, very good. I simply hate the fact that she was my favorite gold character when she used to be gold, and then they promoted her to a diamond, destroying her passive in the process and making it super, let's say, niche type of passive, while before she would give shield for indefinite amount of time to any character. Anyways, Cold War Sub-Zero is, I believe he's top tier great, very good. I don't think he's better than Cold War Scorpion, but still very good character in a Cold War team with very useful passive. Cold War Scarlet is bottom tier, very good. She has regeneration, she has bleed, so that's pretty good. However, as a fighter, she isn't one of the best, to be honest. MK11 Scorpion is godlike, one of the very best characters in the game. I don't even know how exactly to rank the first 2 or 5, so I'm not going to try hard. But the point is, MK11 Scorpion is the best thing that can happen to you if you're a beginner. He literally works every single fight where the enemies can take damage from dots. You use MK11 Scorpion and you win. MK11 Fujin again is an S tier gold, one of the best disablers in the game. Again, he works at Fusion 0 and he can be extremely useful against bosses. Don't forget that his passive cannot be basically dispelled. So you can literally cripple your enemy for 20 seconds and they cannot dispel it. Super good. MK11 Jade is a great character, situationally useful passive, unfortunately, but she has excellent special 1, excellent special 2, and she's a decent fighter, so great. MK11 Cabal is decent serviceable. Actually, you know what, I'm going to put him as a good. He has some very good assassin potential if he's put in MK11 team. And on top of everything, in certain situations when you need stun reflection, he can be a lifesaver for you. Nightwolf, I think he is a top tier, very good. What can I say about Nightwolf? I mean, he does what he does. He supports, and he does it pretty good. MK11 Noob Saibot, though, is a bottom tier great if I was right about the death mark and if they actually adjusted it. If this is the case, then if not bottom, he's going to be like mid grade, because the death mark he used to do, it was super powerful. Now it doesn't work against MK11 Sub-Zero, it doesn't work against Strike Force Scorpion. Sorry, noob. MK11 Raiden is bottom, very good. He's one of the best boss killers in the game. His special 2 is just mwah. MK11 Rain is top tier, great, super useful character in every single game mode. Very good special 1, very good special 2. In the crypt, super useful. In survival mode, super useful. I'm even hesitant to put him as a godlike, but I just believe that Classic Rain is superior. And I don't believe that MK11 Rain and Classic Rain belong in the same tier. I think that MK11 Rain is slightly inferior to Classic Rain. MK11 Sindel, another great diamond that can be working for you even if you just started the game, because she's an amazing support for MK11 Scorpion, the best diamond, or one of the best diamond characters, and Classic Scorpion, one of the best gold characters. So she's super useful. Also, she actually works with Leatherface, so if you want to use Leatherface, Sindel is there to support him. MK11 Shang Tsung is mid-grade character. I mean, power generation for free, unblockable special 2 that heals. You can take form of whoever you want, so very good character. Nothing to say about him. MK11 Sub-Zero is a top tier great. I am still hesitant whether he is great or godlike. After all, he can spam special 2. I do believe he is bottom godlike. I do believe he deserves to be in the top 10, or let's say top 15 best diamonds in the game. He's really powerful character. So yeah, let's leave him with the godlike here. Cassie, Punk Cassie is bottom, very good, very powerful tagging attack. Unfortunately, as a fighter, she isn't great. And the thing that really drags her down is the fact that she doesn't have any debuffs on her special attacks. It's simply nothing. Just underwhelming for a diamond character. Ravenous Melina is a top great character, one of the best supports to have, especially if you have MK11 Scorpion together. MK11 Scorpion, Ravenous Melina, the best. Jason is just like Jade, he's good. I do believe though he's better than Jade. Still, I think that he's either good or bottom very good. I don't know where. Actually, he belongs here. He belongs here, that's fine. Ronin Kenshi is bottom very good. He's just a glass cannon, that's the biggest problem. So if you do one mistake, you might pay for it dearly. Apart from that, he can do tons of damage. It's simply amazing, especially with tower gear. This guy can literally one-shot bosses. This is how strong he can get. Ronin Kitana is very good. Again, she's super underrated in my opinion, one of the best Kitanas in the game. Like for instance, this Kitana, the other Kitana is higher only because Ronin Kitana cannot really do anything outside of Ronin team, or actually she can, but she's not really that strong. Well, there are so many teams where you can use the other Kitana even at Fusion 0, and Ronin Kitana doesn't even function at Fusion 0, so that's a little bit of a drawback. But this girl is not really horrible, not at all. Takira though is not really that great, I'm sorry. Outside the Ronin team, you can just disregard his existence. At Fusion 0, you can disregard his existence, so he can only matter if you have your Ronin team close to being maxed out. Johnny Cage is an S tier character, perfect fighter, seriously, perfect fighter in every single game mode. If there is no blind and stuff like this, nobody can touch him. You can keep punching them forever, and he's dealing amazing damage in the process. Scorpion, especially now, if the death mark is kind of nerfed or adjusted, his value goes up even higher. Scorpion is simply great. He can fight, he can support, one of the best characters in the game. Shao Kahn, I will put him here, top of the good. I mean, I don't think that he's horrible, but he's only situationally useful if you have specific builds. So if you have the build for him that makes him start with 4 bars of power, then he's probably one of the best guys to clear crypt for you. Just you do 3 special 2s, everybody dies. Same for faction wars. But at the end of the day, if you don't, it's going to be a problem for you. Also, if for some reason he cannot kill somebody because of defensive gear, stuff like this, then you're going to be in a lot of trouble. So he's in a way a character that is all or nothing. And MK11 Scarlet, I believe he's again bottom good. I don't like MK11 Scarlet for a lot of reasons. Reason number 1, if you want to get a healer in MK11 team, there are much better healers than her. Reason number 2, she doesn't really function at special Fusion 0. Reason number 3, if you want to fight in MK11 team, there are much better fighters than her. Reason number 4, if you want to support in MK11 team, there are much better supports than her. So in a way, she doesn't excel in anything. She can do pretty decent damage, not going to lie, but at the end of the day, she's not really incredible. Alright guys, please let me know whether you agree with me, whether you disagree with me, and have an amazing rest of your day. Take care guys.